Appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the number one most valuable real estate community in existence. Today we have got a very wonderful show coming up for you all. We are going to bring Mr. Bob Saadai and Stefan Lindstrom up today to teach us how to sell. These guys are doing 1 to 2 contracts a day on average. So I'm excited. We're going to bring Mr. Stefan up. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to pop in here and get active and get it started. How are you doing today, Mr. Sadai?
Truth be told, it's one of those migraine days.
Mm.
So I'm basically lowering the volume as much as possible and trying to not look at the monitor as much as possible so that I can continue. But besides that, it's phenomenal. It's a great day. I get the privilege of working side by side with Stefan Lindstrom every day, Monday through Friday, sometimes on Saturdays, once in a while on Sundays. You know, it's
Sundays are
whenever
the days
work.
everybody answers,
You're right. So it's whenever duty calls, we reply. So very happy to be working with Stefan and our team, and just growing, growing. That's the whole purpose. I mean, the motto for our team, and I know especially for Stefan, is 1%. 1% growth every day. If you have that mentality, you get to become a stud like Stefan is. And, you just have to grow every day, 1%. It doesn't need to be a huge jump. It can be just a little thing, you know? And if you apply that in, God forbid, all areas of your life, um, you know, that's your ultimate goal. That's my ultimate goal. So, yeah, it's life is great. No complaints.
Fantastic.
Andrew Short is here again. I love it. I love seeing that guy. How you doing, buddy? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me and Stefan and John Johnson here today. Um, we have this going on every Monday and Wednesday between the three of us and whoever else that would like to join us. Um, and then obviously John, being the man that he is, holds this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday with his other guests as well, or on his own. So we're here to help you. We're here to show you how we do things, how we talk to customers or sellers or buyers, if you want to talk about that. So ask away. Ask whatever is holding you back. Think about what's stopping you from closing a deal today. Think about what part of your business it is that it's slowing you down, and then ask those questions. Hey, how do I overcome this? How do I answer that? How do I do this? That's the whole purpose of us being here.
I love how Bob softened it. Like, how's your day? Oh, everything's good, except I can't look at my screen and I can't.
I'm
I don't want to
trying to
hear
shut
anybody
down.
talking too
Yeah.
loud. Oh man, that's a champ right there, Bob. Well, thanks for being here, John. I haven't really got a chance to meet you yet, so I'm looking forward to that. I know I'm sure you've already shared, but tell me a little bit about your journey, how you started. I know this isn't what this call's all about, but we've never really had a chance to chat, so I just wanted to get a little bit from you.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm 23 now, and I started wholesaling back in 2021, late 2021. That was when I started to really take action when driving for dollars. And at the time, I really was an entrepreneur my whole life, but I pretty much failed a couple times, made some money, spent my money, and every vehicle was, a means to an end because I wanted to be in real estate at the end of the day. And so, I finally found out about wholesaling and I figured that I could just get into real estate right away. I don't even need to have money. I don't need to have credit. I didn't have bad credit or anything. I got great credit, but I didn't know, I didn't have any experience. And so when I found out about wholesaling, I watched Brent Daniels. I signed up for some other guy's mentorship, but I was watching every day, TTP, that podcast that he was hosting like every other day, and just being proactive, taking action, going out there, driving for dollars, finding leads, and then literally skip tracing these people one by one with the Excel spreadsheet and cold calling with Google Voice until after about 9 months of follow up and actively going at it, I got my first deal for $15,000, and I decided to move from the United States and just go for it, like burn all the boats and just dive headfirst into being a digital nomad with $15,000 to my name. I went off to Argentina and I started to teach myself Spanish and really be serious about like creating that life that I wanted for myself. And it didn't happen overnight. I went and I threw myself in the fire and I burned. I cooked for a little while, but I was there, and I was really in it. And it shaped me, into becoming that man really of going from living with my mom, not knowing what I'm gonna do to make money, not having anything, not even a clue about the world, to like submersing myself in a completely new culture, a new world, like not knowing anything about the language beyond like a few, keywords from Duolingo, and like having to really recreate myself, not only in a business aspect, but in a personal aspect. And I went from Argentina to Colombia, from Colombia to Ecuador, always doing this business completely virtually using my laptop and my phone. And at some point, I figured, hey, I want to learn Portuguese, so I went off to Brazil. And then, sorry, I just got a call from a seller. I put him on pause. So then, yeah, I got married. Now I'm married. I'm 23. I have a beautiful wife, and we travel the world, and we're digital nomads. Right now, I'm in Chile. I'm doing this business. I closed a massive deal, like 70K deal, land deal, using what I learned from this community, and that completely changed everything for me. Completely changed the way that I thought about business, and that I even thought about wholesaling. Like, it made real estate so much more real for me. Once you break that 50K mark, Brent talks about it a lot, right? When you clear 50K on a check, your brain will break. You will not think about ever like clocking in. Never did I think about going back to working a job, but I already knew that there were going to be so many more opportunities for me to make money, just doing what I'm doing and figuring out how to get better and figuring out new strategies. And we started REI Rev before I even had a deal, and there was really nobody. And then we got amazing people to come and share in the community. We had Mr. Bob Saadai come in here and change the game. He brought creative to the conversation. There was nobody talking about creative finance in here. Everybody was just kind of focused on off-market cash assignments. And Bob really started to introduce everybody in this world to the creative space. And then when Mr. Matt Riley and Bob Saadai could come in here and go back and forth, yeah, two of the greatest masterminds in here, sharing so generously with everybody in the community, it started to all click. And that changed my business. I know it for a fact that it's changed multiple people's businesses in here. And it's incredible. I'm just blessed to be a part of this revolution, and thankful, for every step of the way. Right now, I've pivoted a lot, and that's one thing as an entrepreneur that you've got to learn how to do very early. You got to pivot. And I've had to pivot multiple times in my business from, cold calling to SMS. And I made good money in SMS, but there are regulations, and a lot of people are doing SMS. There's a lot of stuff, that you got to overcome. And now, I've gone all in on Google PPC, and I'm finding way more results, with those ads versus like anything else so far. And I'm doubling down right now. I'm just continuing to keep that fire burning. You got to pay to play in that space, and I'm definitely paying right now. But we've got a lot of properties under contract, and it seems like we got a lot of opportunity. So I'm blessed, I'm grateful, and that's who John Johnson is in a nutshell.
Man,
How you like that?
I love it. There's so many nuggets in there for everybody who's listening. One thing you did say, you did fail a lot at the beginning, but it's not really a failure if you don't learn from it, though. If you learn from it, it's not a failure. I failed a lot in life too, but I've learned from everything. So truthfully, it's not a failure. I'll tell you that. I like how you mentioned, you burn the boats. I mean, that's what you got to do in this industry. I haven't had a W-2 since 2019. I was a former power lineman. I fell off a pole, shattered my ankle, tore up my knee. Many. I could go through a laundry list of injuries. But while I was in the hospital bed, because it was a non-weight bearing injury, I couldn't walk for like 6 months. I taught myself real estate, and I listened to Brent Daniels. That was one of my guys, Steve Train. And with Brent Daniels, that was my first mentorship myself. I started cold calling in my living room, just and then through Steve Train, I heard Jamil and Pace come on one day, and I really liked their vibe, and so I joined the Sub 2 mentorship, just honestly mostly for the networking aspect of it. Which is huge, but yeah, man, I mean, that barrier, once you hit that 50K mark, it is a mindset shift, because I remember when I was happy with like a 5K assignment, 10K.
Right.
And then once I hit that 20,000, then I'm like, okay, minimum assignment fee is 20K. And then you hit the 50 and you're like, okay, well, minimum assignment is, you start underwriting different once you can really see that proof of concept. And just the massive imperfect action, guys, that's what it is. You got to do it. You got to do the work. That's why you guys are all here. So thank you for that. It's a blessing, like he's mentioned, to be here in front of you guys. And also he mentioned pivot. You always got to change with the market. Texting was awesome at the beginning, but then, yeah, it's just getting harder and harder and harder. And so you got to pivot to what's working. And you said PPC is what you're doing now, the Google ads and PPC?
Yep, pay per click.
Nice, man. Well, yeah, we're kind of working on that as well on our side, but we're being very successful in what we're doing now. So it's just adding another. One of my first mentors said marketing is kind of like a table. You got to have 4 legs. You got one leg is cold calling, one leg might be texting, one leg might be mailers, one leg might be PPC. So that way, if one of them starts falling off,
That's
you
right.
can depend on the others. And with tracking your KPIs, like you mentioned, you can adjust where you're putting that marketing money, that spend. Hey, PPCs, we're up 30%. Let's put 30% more into PPC then, and take away maybe a little bit less from texting or whatnot. So thank you for sharing, John. It's awesome. You might actually know our underwriter, Simon. He is a nomad as well, and he travels in the same area as you do. So you might even meet him sometime. He's an awesome guy. And then I have one last thing to say. Why is half my face cut off? It's all Bob. Half my face
Oh,
cut
it's
off
on
on the
this
war.
one. If you
How
go
to
to
sell.
chat, if
I'm
you go
just
to
kidding.
chat,
We got
I
to
don't
get
know
it.
what
I'm still
happened to
learning,
you,
you know.
but
I'm
if you
still
go,
learning.
I'm just messing with you, man.
I'll get it perfect for the next time.
No, man. I'm just sassing, brother. No worries. But yeah, man, we're here to provide value, guys. What we and Bob and I were doing a lot is we're just doing the role plays, guys, because that first, 5 to 10 seconds on the phone gets you that next 5 to 10 minutes on the phone. I'm really big on the technical side of it. As far as mirror and matching, cadence, all those things, tonality, pitch, even mirroring with an upward inflection when you're repeating and improving, stuff like that. So that's my technical side. Bob is more of deep diving and building those relationships, stuff like that. So together as a team, we're here to help you guys be awesome closers. And even one of our persons on our team right now, she was on our role plays at first. She was really good on the role play. We did some one-on-one role plays with her, and then she started closing deals immediately, like just like that. And that's why you guys are here. We like to say, don't practice on your paychecks, and just in the sports analogy, you wouldn't just go out and play the game. You'd probably play with the team a little bit and warm up. So that's why we're here.
Fantastic. Well, would you like to open it up? You want to get some people to hop up on the stage and come and role play with us?
Let's do it. And guys, you can practice any scenarios. That's why we're here. Bob's an agent, so if you want to practice agent scenarios or direct to seller, we even say like, hey, if you want to practice your Cutco knife script, whatever. If you're door knocking, that's why we're here.
So who's a brave soul today?
Looks like we got
Better
Mr.
put is, there you go, Matthew. I love it. Welcome.
Hey, gentlemen. Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Morning. I'm doing all right. You guys have to bear with me a little bit. I'm grateful to be up here, but I am at work. I just wanted to kind of hop on.
Great.
I don't know what you guys
practicing. What are you calling right now?
Maybe I'm the wrong person to get up here.
No?
Let's try. I'm just calling a high equity lead.
Okay.
Equity.
Excellent. So this is a off market an off-market property. You found the seller. You skip traced them. You found their number, and you know that the house has equity in it. Okay, let's say it has at least 50% equity in it. Okay, and let's say that the house is worth 500,000. Well, what market are you in?
Dallas.
Perfect. Okay, so I wasn't too far off. Let's say that it's 450. Let's say 500. So it's got at least 250,000 equity in it. Okay, and you're going to call that person. So who wants to be the seller?
Need somebody else up on stage to be a seller for Matt. Or can you just start dragging people up here?
We got a second request. We got somebody, Mr. Eddie joining.
There we go.
Eddie P. There's my buddy. Eddie, what's up, buddy?
So, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie P has been coming to our role plays when we were doing them prior to bringing it on here in REI Rev, and he has been amazing. He has grown so much. I mean, his style, his technique, everything has grown dramatically. And so we're very proud of him and what he's accomplished, and glad to have you here too. So Eddie is going to be the seller. Can you unmute yourself, Eddie?
Oh, dang. I thought I was on
Oh,
mute.
there you go. You are. Now I can hear you. Awesome. All right. So you're the homeowner of a $500,000 house in Dallas, and you've got about 250,000 equity in it. Okay. And you're getting a cold call. Let's begin, gentlemen.
All right, ring.
Hello?
Hey, this is Matt. How are we doing today?
I'm all right.
Great. Hey, the reason for the call today is I was actually going over some information that I had, and I was wondering if you were interested in selling your property.
Possibly. How'd you get my number?
Well, we have a lead source that goes in and kind of finds some information for us, and that's kind of how we work it on our end. So they just kind of help us figure it out. That's pretty much it. Really simple.
Okay, they told me nothing.
Well, I mean, I can go into the details, but I'd be wasting your time, and I'm not trying to do that to you. But simply put, I was just wondering if you were interested in selling your property.
Yeah, maybe. What you got an offer for me?
You know what? Off the top of my head, I don't. But if I can get some information from you on the property, I'm sure I can be able to contemplate one for you.
Fair enough.
Okay, great. So, what makes you want to sell the property?
Oh, well, I bought another property out in Missouri to be got a girlfriend now, and divorced, got a new girl, and she's hot enough where I'll go to her, So I'm just there, and something happened where there's a plumbing issue where I think I have a tree in the yard, and it apparently has collapsed a plumbing line.
Okay, all right. So, other than the plumbing line, any other major issues with the house that you could think of off the top of your head?
No, not that I can think of. I mean, it's just it just needs that. And I don't have the cash. We kind of bought a house together. Yeah, kind of dumb. She's that hot. I kind of left my money there, and like I got to get rid of the house and move there. So I'm usually back and forth and all that.
I got you. I got an ex-wife like that. Once you turn 25, you got to trade up.
It's actually pretty cheaper too there, so I'm really happy. Like eventually, if I get rid of the house, I've been trying and thinking of things, because I have to come up with the money to fix it and then clean up the place a little bit. The spilled stuff on the carpet. I don't even know why I have carpet anymore, and all that. But it's not too bad of a house. Been here a long time, and
Okay, great. All right, beautiful. So then I do like the way it sounds. That sounds great to me. So after that, all that being said, what kind of time frame are you looking at? I mean, if I could get you a cash offer on the property within the week and then have it taken care of and closed, would you be able to move then, or what kind of time frame are we looking at?
Yeah, I only got sheet. Can I leave my stuff here? Like everything I got, I just packed in the suitcase. She got most of my stuff now, but I mean, she didn't like my furniture. Other than she let me keep my couch, and the couch is already in Missouri. So and we broke the bed here, so we got a new one. So can I just leave the stuff here?
Well, depending on what kind of deal we work out, I could actually help get it moved for you if we need be. But if it's just more convenient for you to leave it, then we would take that and we would just take care of it for you. Pick it up as is. That way you wouldn't have to worry about it. Would you want that stuff or no? Just wondering.
No, not really. Not at this point. She only let me keep a few things, and it's a new house, new stuff is her motto. So yeah.
No, I completely understand. No problem at all. Yeah,
So I've
most
been
definitely.
trying
We
to
can
figure
take
out
care
what
of
I'm
it
gonna
for you.
do with that too. Like I have to get a dumpster, dump things, all that, and the shoulder's a little not like it used to be. So you know.
Yeah, no, I got a knee like that. I know what you mean. Well, so that being said, if we can come to a number that we're both comfortable with, then obviously we do want to take care of that for you. So it wouldn't even be a bother.
Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, well, so now we have all those things figured out. Now, so then let's get to the big part of it. What are we thinking price wise? What is something you're comfortable with at this point to be able to take for that property?
Well, I know if I'm talking to you, I got at least like 400,000. I still owe on my mortgage. I'm like halfway done with it, or I was halfway. I know I'm halfway done with it. I've been here more than the number of years, but in the settlement with my ex, I took the house, but she got some of the equity and moved somewhere else, so I ended up with the bill. So I'm about halfway done with my property, but I still need some moving expenses and the ladies love you when you have some cash on you. So
Okay. Oh yeah, of course. No, I understand that. All right then. So here's what I'd like to do. So like you said, you have some other people calling you. You already kind of figured it out together. You have an idea of what you want. I have that notated down here. Let me get with my partner. Let me look at some numbers and see what we think about. And if it makes sense to us, then I'm sure it'll make sense to you. And then I can reach back out. Probably, let's say, how does tomorrow on the same time work for you? Is that going to be okay?
yeah, I can make that work.
Okay, great. What I'll do is I'll send you a follow-up text an hour before to make sure you're still available. And if not, we can always reschedule something and I'll just reach back out.
All right, that sounds fair.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. I'm going to get back with you tomorrow and then we'll go from there.
All right.
Okay.
What's your
so
name
much.
again?
Oh, it was Matthew Latta.
Oh, okay. Are you with the company?
Yeah, LNC Realty.
Oh, okay then. All right. Okay. You said your name was Matt?
Yeah, Matthew. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Matthew.
Beautiful. All right, no problem. Talk to you soon. Click.
All right. How do you feel?
Nice.
Matthew?
I didn't hear what was your question again, Bob.
How do you feel? How did it feel? The call.
It felt great, very fluid. Obviously he put up some opposition to it, but what person doesn't? Obviously, I'd feel a lot more comfortable if I was sitting in my office chair and not on top of a tank battery in 110-degree weather. But yeah.
Dang. All right. Eddie P, any feedback on your side?
Any critiques,
I mean,
gentlemen?
pretty smooth conversation. I mean, you went over most of the things I either gave to him or he asked. As far as motivation, timeline, price, condition, that sort of thing. For a first call, trying to keep it quick and concise. Did really well, man. Really, really smooth.
Thank you. Beautiful. Bob, you have any critiques, anything on your end?
Yeah, absolutely. So well done. I'll tell you the things that I liked first and the parts that I see that could perhaps improve a little bit.
Beautiful. Love it.
So I love how you were able to build rapport with the seller. You were able to relate with him, making jokes in the middle. That's always helpful. It eases everything and it puts everybody, it brings down their defense mechanisms. Okay, so if they have their defenses up, once you start relating with them, throwing a couple of jokes at them where they laugh, that normally drops the defense and they go, oh, he's a good guy. I can talk to him. Okay, so well done on that. I also liked the fact that you went over all the major pillars and that you wanted to make sure that you got the information and you didn't give him a price. So here's the first thing that I would recommend. When it got to the price, you said, okay, and now to the big part. You're making it a big deal by saying that, okay? Whereas if you just go, nonchalantly and naturally into, oh, and by the way, how much are you looking for on this property? Okay.
Okay.
As I was listening to you saying it, I tensed up. I'm like, oh, big deal. Okay, so what's going on? Okay, so you're building that rapport and that relationship with them. Okay, so that they can relax and they can answer you honestly. Okay,
Okay.
and putting up that block on your end, okay, is going to increase the pressure on them. Okay, so I would stop using the big part. Okay, price,
Okay.
is it important? Absolutely it is. Is it the most important thing? Probably not, in my opinion. I think
Yeah.
motivation is more important. Okay.
Yes, I agree with that.
I mean, if they don't have the motivation, why should they sell to you at the price that you're asking for? Right. So don't make it a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's only a big deal in your mind. That's why you make it a big deal. Okay. So you got to work on that part on yourself. Okay.
Okay.
And then the other part of it that I would recommend for you is at the very end, as you got all the information that you wanted, you're like, okay, we'll go back and take a look at this, delve into it more further, whatever, okay, and get back to you. You always want to set a next step, okay? The next step is not just we'll get back to you. The next step is we'll get back to you on such and such date at this time. Okay? Be
Okay.
very, very specific. Because when you say we'll get back to you, Eddie won't know, the seller won't know when you're going to get back to them. And what if they lose your number? What if they don't pick up again? Right? So, hey, Eddie, thank you very much for all that information. I got everything that I need at this time. I'm going to go back and talk to my partners, underwriter, whatever you want to call them. Okay, we're gonna sharpen our pencils. We're gonna come up with the figures, and we're gonna look at everything in detail. Okay, and I'd love to get back to you. How does we don't really need a lot of time for this, especially since you're ready to move. How does tomorrow at 3 p.m. sound to you? Or let me see. Let me take a look at my calendar here. Oh, I think I can do it at 4:30 as well. Which one works better for you?
Okay. Now, a quick question on that, just from my understanding. I'm not rebuttaling in any way.
I don't know.
So when I made the agreement with him already to call him tomorrow at the same time, that doesn't take the place of that? Or it's
I'm
better
sorry.
to
If you
reaffirm
said
that right at the end?
Yeah, if you said tomorrow at the same time, I didn't hear it. If you said
Oh,
that,
okay.
that's
Yes.
great. That's
Okay.
great.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I did say that. Yeah. I said,
Okay.
okay. Hey, I
Perfect.
said, so what I'd like to do is let me go over everything. I said, and we'll get together tomorrow. How does the same time tomorrow work for you? And his
Perfect.
response to me was, he's like, oh yeah, well I can make that work. And I said, okay, well look, I'll text you now beforehand to make sure you're available. And if that, I said, if it doesn't work, then we'll get back together. We'll figure it out together. Don't worry. Is what I had
Awesome.
said to him.
Awesome. I didn't hear that. My
No,
apologies.
no. Okay.
If you
No,
said that,
no.
and then yes, but do
Yes.
confirm it at the end too. So I'm looking
Awesome.
forward to talking to you tomorrow at the same time, which is what time is it? 10:30. Perfect. I'll talk to you at 10:30 tomorrow.
Okay. Because then that gives them the lead of expectation, and it also sets it in their mind that, okay,
There
I
you
got to
go.
talk to this guy tomorrow at 10. Okay, beautiful. Yes, I love that. I
Ten-
love that.
Yep. 10:30. I'm expecting a call.
Gotcha. I love it.
Okay. The last thing I would add is he asked for your name again, which is a great sign, by the way. Okay. Which means that you built enough rapport and relationship with him that he wants to know who he's talking to, because he probably talks to 100 different people. Okay. Every day. Okay. So when he asks for your name, I personally like to put it as, yeah, my name is Bob, and why don't you put down this my phone number in your phone, okay? Why don't you record it, and you can put my name as Bob the helper, okay? Now
Love that.
I do it because I do a lot of pre-foreclosures, and I help people who are in pre-foreclosure, okay? So I'm Bob the helper, and they chuckle and they go, okay, and I can actually hear them putting it down, Bob the helper, in their phone or on their paper, okay? So you
I
come
like
up
that.
with something that you can relate to, okay? Matt,
Gotcha. Yes.
Matthew, whatever, okay?
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
there you
Thank you
go.
very much, Bob.
Now the
John.
technical stuff.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Bob.
No. I was talking to you. I was introducing
Oh
Stefan
yeah,
with the technical stuff.
yeah. Well, absolutely. Thank you so much for the handoff there. Yeah, you sound really professional on the phone. Confidence, which is very, very important for what we do, because if you don't have confidence, how are they going to sell you their home? You're very concise. I can tell you're very intelligent. So it comes out in how you communicate. Um, I'm a big stickler on mirroring the opener. Like how they answer the phone, I mirror that. Because we're building rapport. People like people who are like themselves. So if they're saying hello, I'm saying hello. If they're saying hi, I'm saying hi. And even in the same tonality, I actually got really good at this when I started calling the South, because everybody talks a little slower down there. You got to be able to match that. Because if you're coming out, hey, I just want to talk to you about your property, 1, 2, 3 banana, they're like, whoa, what property? So you got to be able to match that. And that also goes into what I was going to say as well, is that you were speaking really fast. Eddie's a lot slower, so you got to find that middle ground. It's okay to bring that energy right at the beginning, but you do want to get on that same level with them as far as the cadence or the pace of the conversation. You did mention that, hey, your opener was like, hey, we got some information, so I gave you a call. I was like, information, like in my head, I was thinking that. So I don't know how I would tweak that a little bit different. Just, hey, we really love this area. We're just calling to see if you might be looking to sell now or in the near future. When it says some information about the property, it just kind of rang a red flag in my head, like some information, like it could be a bunch of different things. So you don't want to put them on guard. And then I like how, hey, it's how'd you get my number? It's like, hey, honestly, my assistant gets all that information. It's all public record, and we call it porcupining. And then you just go back into the next sentence. So like we were saying, are you looking to sell now or in the near future? So you just porcupine off, just give them a little bit of information, then go right back into asking a question. So that's
Sorry, Stefan. People over here don't know what porcupining is. Would you mind explaining to them what you mean by when you say porcupining?
Basically what a politician does. You answer them a question, they answer another question right back at you. It's just kind of like, hey, oh yeah, my assistant deals with that. Anyways, back to the property. It's just kind of like just brushing it off, giving a simple, quick answer, and then asking them another question immediately, getting them back on their heels.
There you go. Thank you.
That's kind of what porcupining is now. One of the lines we use a lot is, are you looking to sell now or in the near future? Because we want to make sure that we're dealing with somebody who's looking to sell, because honestly, I've done it in the past. I spent an hour and 20 minutes on a phone call, and then I got down to that timeline aspect, and he was like, yeah, I'm looking to sell in about a year and a half. And he was like, the numbers worked and everything. And I'm like, I wish I would have asked that like 55 minutes ago. So
Right.
that's something you definitely want to get in forward. And we call it kind of like an upfront contract. Hey, you are looking to sell now, right? We want to confirm that they are ready to move forward. And another thing, when he was talking about, I'm going to leave some stuff behind. That's one of the lines we like to use is, hey, that's why people love working with us. You can literally take what you want and leave the rest, and we'll take care of it with that. And then don't assume that's going to help them. Would that be of help to you? You never want to assume like, hey, that'll be helpful, right? Just, hey, would that help? And be like, oh yeah, actually that would really help. So you always kind of want to leave that open. You don't want to assume, but just throw that out there, like some of the value that we bring. Another thing too is, my last one was, you just always want to find out if they're the decision makers, the roadblocks. Hey, is there anybody else that you would need to talk to before making the decision to sell this property? Because last thing you want to do is get all the way to the closing table and say, actually, my ex-wife is on deed too, on the title, and the one I left the other girl for, so she's not really on board. She wants to list. So you always want to identify those roadblocks ahead of time. Because if she is on the title too, you got to bring her into that conversation, whether it's separate or together. But you got to identify those. We call them roadblocks. And then you always do want to paint that picture. Hey, man, at the end of the day, what does it look like for you? If we can get that cash in your pocket in 30 days or less, is that a win? Or so that's just one of those things. And that's it, man. I like Bob mentioned too, the double close. We always say, hey, setting the next appointment. You just said, hey, same time today work, which is I use that as well. But I always like to say, hey, are you more of a morning person or an afternoon person? Great, morning. Okay, well, I have an 8:30 or a 9:30 available. What time works best for you? But same thing that you used, it works perfect as well. Hey, is this right about now the best time of day to reach you? Great. Hey, I'm gonna put you on my calendar for 8:30 tomorrow, or 8 a.m. tomorrow. Can you think of anything that would stop you from making that call? No. And then you could, even if you want to get a little bit more professional, you could say, hey, I'm going to send you an invite. What's a good email for you? So that's also a way to get their email. So you also have it on file for later down the road. If for any instance they don't close now, you could have them on an email drip or campaign for later down the road. It's always good to have that information. And that's it for me. Good job, man. Hey, great call.
Yeah, excellent.
Just slow it down a little bit. Slow it down. That's all. That's the main thing of it all. Just slow it down a little bit. That's it.
Just out of my own curiosity, Matthew, was it because that you're in a rush, or is it that that's how you were taught? Maybe because I know some people teach, hey, go through the first call as quickly as you can. Some people teach that.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say it. Actually, I've been told quite often I need to slow down a little bit. I'll be honest.
Okay.
What I've noticed that stems from is just my mind is trying to articulate and have an internal conversation at the same time, all while trying to judge the situation at the same time, and then being able to flow into the situation at the same time.
Yep.
So a lot of my communication skills, and this is actually quite funny, I built them in a prison. I was a correctional officer for 5 years.
Oh,
So I
wow.
built a lot of my conversations and rapport with people who either have a knife in their hand or I'm holding on the ground trying to calm them down. That's
We
weirdly
got
enough,
a
I'll be honest.
negotiator here.
For real.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Fantastic. Well, excellent job again. Hope to see you back here. This is what Eddie did. He came on first time, and then he came on every day and just kept on practicing until he got it down to where he's just a master at it right now. Honestly, he does an excellent job. So I highly recommend, Matthew, you come to us, every Monday and Wednesday. Jump on and let's go. Let's practice more and more. Okay,
Beautiful.
that's how you're
I
gonna
love
get
it.
better.
Yes, sir. We can definitely do it. Just so y'all can see what I look like. We can definitely do it, guys.
Hey, yeah.
Awesome.
On the site,
Good
ladies
seeing
and
you, man.
gentlemen,
I
you can
know,
do
man.
this business from anywhere. He's on the job site getting it done. You got no excuse.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Matthew.
And one more thing we saw in the chat on the side is speed kills deals. If you can get on that call same day,
Yep.
get on that call same day. The system we use right now, we're literally calling them back within 30 minutes to an hour with an offer. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to take
Okay.
this back to the partners. We're going to run some numbers. I'm going to follow up with you in about 30 minutes to an hour. When will you be in front of a computer? Boom.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
it. So if your time allows that, because obviously you're working, so sometimes you do have to go home, rerun the numbers, do your thing. So if time allows that, but if not, we get it. But just speed kills deals. I've had deals where, hey, they called me, they're ready for an offer. We didn't get it back to them till the next day. Oh, I took an offer about 2 hours after I spoke with you, and that's real talk. It happened. So
Okay.
remember that.
Beautiful. Yes, sir.
Right on. Thanks for hopping on, brother. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. I'll
VP,
be-
you want to be a buyer this time or what?
Not anymore, man. Think about this. No, I'm right here. I'm gone. Oh
We got
no.
Mr.
Go.
DeMarcus joining
You're
us.
here.
What was that?
You're here.
Oh,
We can
okay.
do this.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm sorry. I thought I heard someone say we lost them, and I was like, oh no, where'd I go?
No.
But I was about to say after Bob said I mastered things and da 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 da. I'm like, whoa, this is untrue whatsoever. I still got ahs, a lot of different things. I just go after it, keep trying, and I mean, I got a deal. I closed on a deal, last week, and so I just keep trying and keep going and just keep doing. And so not good at it. What I wouldn't say not perfect at it whatsoever, but good enough to get deals done. If other people on the other side want to get something done, they'll get it done with me. So I preface it like that. But yeah, I will. Because today I am. I'm looking at all the auctions, like things that are coming up within the next 15 days. I'm door knocking or cold calling those today and the rest of this week. I'll be cold. I'll go at least to two properties today, and then give trades cold call the rest, and then throughout the rest of today or the next few days and Saturday, I'll door knock them if I couldn't get a hold of them via phone call. So it'll be a good warm up for me. I'm always shifting my mind because I got the pad split, I got all these other things, and so getting some reps in before I go out helps me out because I'm always in different modes, and so try to get myself back into the wholesale mode and talking to people about their properties is important to me. So
Well,
Yep.
fantastic.
Always a white belt. Yep, that's why I look at it too. I'm always learning, always growing. So, but I think Bob or Eddie, what Bob was saying is that you have grown so much on the calls from when you first started role playing to now. That's what I'm saying. So,
oh yeah, I got
I
that
know.
part, but then he said mastered it. I was like, whoa. Then everybody's gonna be like, yo, this guy ain't that good. But yeah, I'm ready to go, man. I love to do that.
Good
And
morning, Mr.
DeMarcus, how are you doing?
DeMarcus.
Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Blessed to be here.
Great. Everyone can hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Great work on the stand there, Eddie. That was great. That was good to see. It's good to see a lot more colored people in this group. I think this is the most I've ever seen in this group. And being a brother too, it's really inspiring to see a lot of us taking financial education to the next level and really developing ourselves in the way people are speaking, financial education, and linguistics as well. So, mentioning on that, Eddie, I think you did a pretty good job on that. And group leaders, John Johnson, Stefan, I watch a lot of what you guys do. I'm not in here as much as I'd like to do. I'm more at my desk sitting here, drinking too much coffee probably and a little less water than I should be on the phones. But yeah, this group has been really put together. I think this is one of the best groups that's out there right now. And certain it's the contents that being put out, information and guidance and people you actually get a hold of. For example, Bob, like in the real world, on a day-to-day basis, getting access to people like Bob, Stefan, John Johnson, and so many other people that I haven't met in this group, that's not going to come easy or without some sort of master's degree or PhD behind you. So, congrats to the group leaders up here putting this together and being in here daily, putting in the work, putting in the hours, getting getting the crab pots in the ocean.
Hey, well, we appreciate you, and we appreciate you coming back and spending some time with us. On Monday, we had over 100 people, 120 people joining us, and we're going to really start to push out, more on the marketing side. If you guys aren't already, you need to go and subscribe to the number one most valuable real estate community in existence. I put the link in the side chat. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, and it's a great place to go and actually see and catch all of the replays. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that opportunity. If you can't make the live calls, if you've got some time, whether you're at the gym or doing something you want to hear sales training live, you can catch that replay on the YouTube and all the amazing podcasts. We got to bring Mr. Lindstrom onto the podcast for him to share his story. I know that I talked a little bit about myself today, but I want to hear from you. So we're going to run it back with Mr. Lindstrom and Mr. Saadai here soon. So you don't want to miss these.
I'm excited. Sounds good.
Yes, sir. So why don't we get into a role play? You want to do one with us, Mr. DeMarcus? You want to do? We got Mr. or Mrs. Saladin.
Saladin, yep. You said
Mr.
it correctly,
Saladin,
yep.
how are you doing today?
Good, good, good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic, fantastic. You all want to
Fantastic.
hop into a role play and get some experience, get some sales feedback?
Yeah, definitely, because I'm kind of having a little trouble with I guess acquisitions on my end. So I kind of need to train up my skills and get better at it.
Okay, talk to us a little bit about where you're at, and I'd love to open this up to DeMarcus as well. I want to, before we hop into this next one, tell us about what you're doing to actually get your leads. How are you generating leads? Are you doing SMS, cold call, PPC, Facebook ads? What are you doing to actually generate those conversations? And then on a scale of 1 to 10, rate yourself on your ability to go through your sales process and close.
So right now I am cold calling. I've been cold calling for possibly, I believe, consistently about the last 4 months. I recently purchased a dial like 4 months ago, so I'm calling about 2,000 numbers a day. So I haven't gotten really far with those numbers because I'm not sure. They're just not, I guess they're not quality leads. I purchased about 48,000 leads from a buddy of mine. Um, uh, they were very, I guess, just compact list. I guess it's the way I put it. Um, so what I've been doing, I've just been cold calling. My skills, I believe my skills are not on point. So I'm trying to build up my skills and get better at sales and get better at closing because I've been told that my skills are not they're not the good.
Well, you're in the right place. I can tell you you're in good hands and in good company. We're here to build you up. So why don't we hop into a cold call roleplay with you and Mr. DeMarcus. Mr. DeMarcus, what are you currently doing to generate leads, and how confident comfortable and confident do you feel in your ability to go through your sales process and close?
Yeah, so I would say acquisition is not as hard as a problem for me. I'd say it's more the back end. We're kind of putting together back end systems operations, and such, and more connections with buyers. So, that's something I really was looking to do within this group, connect with a lot of folks and build those really long-term relationships to get more deals closed. I think bridging that gap once that's closed, things are going to be pretty quick, pretty wonderful. I'm pretty comfortable on the phone. I like doing, direct to seller approach and the agent approach. We having a deal right now where agent is really great, even title. They want to work with wholesalers. Pulled it off the market for us, dropped the price for us. Kind of bundle package deal on 2 properties there in Florida. So, I think it's kind of how you approach the deal with agents and the type of agent you work with, because not every agent you want to work with. It's not just, getting the agent on your side. Is this type of agent you want to work with? Is this type of style that, aligns with your style as well? And to get the job done. Because some agents, it's just not something that's going to work with your system and their system, and that's okay. You're not for everyone. If you're trying to be for everyone, you're not going to be for anyone. So that's kind of the way I try to operate.
Fantastic. Well, who would like to be the buyer? Who would like to be the seller? And let's kick this one off.
Hey, I think DeMarcus, you can pick and choose what I'll just be the second hand.
Awesome. Okay. I'll be the buyer on this one. I'll throw myself
All
out
right.
there.
I'll be the seller.
Sounds good. What frame do you want to do? What state? What location? Situation? Pre-foreclosure?
So
Let's
let's do
do
this. One of the
Safety?
things that I'm seeing, in these calls is we need to have some numbers and like an idea given. So obviously we've got to come with a lower offer, right, and understanding how to present the offer so that people are all on the same page as to the objective that you have for getting this property under contract at a specific price. So let's make up these numbers. Let's say that the Zestimate on the house is $300,000. Okay, you know that you need to get this house as close as you can to, let's say, $125,000. Okay, and that's going to be a low blow on this estimate. All right. So you need to negotiate with this guy. The condition of the property is very rough. Okay, so it obviously needs a lot of work, and you need to negotiate and talk to him about everything that you do with your sales process so that you can get as close to $125,000 as possible. You know that you have a buyer ready to go at $150,000. All right, so you know that you've got to get it below that. You're shooting for 125, and the Zestimate is showing 300,000. So maybe the seller is thinking, somewhere closer to that number. You'll get some objections. You'll get some rebuttals. And this house is going to be in Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham,
Okay.
Alabama.
It's a mansion in Birmingham. There you go.
All right.
Okay.
You wanna kick it off?
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
Good.
hello.
Hello?
Hey,
Start
how's
with
it
the ring
going?
ring, Marcus. Who's the buyer here?
Yeah, I was gonna
Uh,
say.
uh, yeah, I'm the buyer. No, he's DeMarcus is the buyer. I'm the seller. Celine is the
All right,
seller.
DeMarcus, just start it with the ring ring.
Yes, sir. Ring, ring. Hello, good Salid. How are you?
Hello, who's this?
Hey, my name is Marcus with Landmark Property Connections. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing good. Why are you calling?
Yeah, so my agent brought across to my desk this afternoon your property listing that I saw here. It's off market. You guys were previously listed on the market a couple months ago. I can see here from public records that you guys kind of weren't able to get that across the finish line. So I want to follow up with you today and see if that's something we can maybe help with and get this on moving with you.
No, man. Okay. What is your offer? Do you have an offer in mind? Because I'm trying to get this wrapped up. Pre-foreclosure, going through a divorce right now. Times are rough right now, so I need to get this property off my hands. But I'm not gonna give it away.
Okay, totally
And
understandable.
I've been played around with multiple times. Offers coming in
Mhm.
down as low as 200,000, and I have it listed over at 225. So I'm not trying to play games. I just want an offer. I want to get this done and set.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. We can cut straight to the chase, straightforward between both of us. It sounds like something comes across you that's a good offer. You're willing to move forward. What's your time frame? How fast are you looking to kind of get this deal closed? And what's your situation outside of this? Is there anything we can do to help you move? Do you have anything moving costs or anything related to that we could potentially help you with on us getting this done for you?
Yeah, it's scheduled to be auctioned off on the 30th of this month. So we got to move quick.
Okay. Do you have any plans to move? Do you have anything sorted out when it comes to moving truck, process to get things out of the house? Are you moving with family friends, or is that something we could help you arrange as well?
I mean, I'm planning on moving back in with my mother right now, but if you have some other options I can take, or I can rent a property or anything like that in the near future, I'm open to that. But right now I need to get this property sold. It's very stressful time right now. Just got divorced, like I said, so I need to sell this quick as possible.
Okay. Yeah, totally understood. I do have a couple questions for you. The more information I get for you, obviously the better pertaining my offer can be, closer to what you're looking for. And, we can kind of go back and forth here real quick, and then I'll be able to give you an offer by the end of the day today. Does that sound fair
Okay.
to you?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay. Awesome, Sleed. So, Sleed, sounds like we got to move quick. I do have, I work with a lot of private investors in the area. I am an acquisitions manager and underwriter for them. They are a private group that is acquiring quite a few properties in your area. So that's exactly my job. My job is to come forward, speak to folks like you, and then connect the dots, and we can make this happen moving quick. Does it sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds.
Okay, Sleed. So, Slee, is there anything wrong with this property? Like, is there anything that catches your eye immediately that would be, potentially an issue for our private investors? Because that's something that obviously will, being open and front honest with you, will affect our number. And I like to come out the gates, straightforward with you, straightforward with me. That way we can obviously have no hitches when it comes to the numbers and discussing that down the line.
No, this property is in pristine condition. It's not that bad. I've tried to replace the roof a few months ago, but obviously money problems and things
Mhm.
like that. I just got divorced, like I said. Um, there's a few things wrong with the property, like the kitchen. There was a recent leak. It went down to the basement. Had to have a plumber come down and actually rip up all the drywall down in the basement. It's a finished basement, but now obviously it's not. The basement's not livable. So the water came up to as high as 6 feet. I was told.
Oh, wow.
So I, I I need to get this get said and done.
Okay, so a couple issues with the basement flooding. That's for someone to come in and fix that. That might be a little bit costly on that end. So that's something we have to consider. Throughout our evaluation here. So I have to ask you, Sleed, is more time frame for you that it seems to be kind of the issue here, or is it more so you're leaning towards price? What for you would be a number you'd be able to go down to from what you first mentioned to me on the beginning of this call, because obviously you had mentioned you got the roof done, you weren't able to do that, you had some recent flooding. For my guys to come in and have a GC come in and do that, come in and do that basement again, that's going to cost a pretty penny to come get that in. Obviously, we'd have that done in house by our connections on our end. That's going to be something that we're going to have to take a look at pretty quickly after closing on this property.
I mean, if you guys can close quickly, I don't mind coming down on the price, but my price is pretty firm at 200,000. I owe, I don't want to say how much I owe on the property, but I do still owe a good amount on the property.
Okay. Okay. Well, all things considered, Sleed, I was looking over this while we've been on the phone. I've been running some numbers. I even sent out a text to my GC connections, already getting the ball rolling here. I'm gonna be flat and straight across with you, Sleed. If I were to get this done in 14 days from now, upon us, talking about the terms and agreement, a signing of an agreement, 14 days from now, at the number of $125,000, is that something you consider? If we were to handle everything on our end?
Absolutely not. No, no, sir.
No?
No.
Okay. Okay. So obviously we have a pretty big gap in our number here. Where can you meet me at, Sleed? Where can you meet me to get this done? I know time frames thing for you, we can definitely handle that. There's obviously some things that we'll have to take care of, some expenses after the closing to get this done. So that's something we got to consider on our end too. We're looking to have a win for you, a win for our client, and obviously a number that we can get entry at.
I owe 110 on the property, and I also need about 20,000 to to not to get off my feet. Um,
Okay.
just even walking away with this property, I'm gonna be truthful and honest. That I owe 110, but I also need some money to walk away with and some money to rent another property. And I got 3 kids right now, and I gotta feed those. I gotta feed my kids, and
Mm-hmm.
I have things to do.
So you're looking for roughly 25K to walk away with cash in hand, correct? After all is said
If
and
I
done?
can get more, definitely I would take more, but 25,000, I'm not sure if I can. I don't know. I don't think I can take that.
Okay, that's totally understandable. So, Sleed, if I were to present you with a number that was closer to your asking price, put cash in hand, potentially even a little higher than $25,000 cash in hand, and pay off your mortgage and the equity on this property, is that something that would interest you?
What was that? Can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, absolutely. If I were to put $25,000 cash in your pocket, pay off your mortgage note, that whole $110,000 owed on the property still remaining, take care of the moving costs for you, and come up a little higher to your number. We can meet a little more in the middle. I would still be slightly under 300,000, but way closer to your number. Is that something you'd be interested in?
You know, the neighborhood is a very great neighborhood. It's a very quiet neighborhood, not a lot of crime or anything like that. And I think this property is worth over $325,000. I think if you were to buy this property, you can sell it for way more. And I think it's not fair that you give me 125 and I get left in the dust. I think I want a little bit more money for the property. Don't you think that's fair? If you can give me 130. Hey, hello.
130,000?
If you can give me 130 with a no, if you can give me 175, I'll walk away. 175 and I'll walk away.
175 and you lock away?
I'll
Okay,
walk away today, 175.
okay. Salid, I have a proposal for you. If we were to come in a little higher, we were to come in at 280,000 purchasing the property, and we were to give you a down payment of $25,000, and we would also set up and arrange monthly payments directly to you. So this would allow you to have regular income, monthly income, every month. And we structure a time frame that we make these payments to you, as long as put a down payment of $25,000 in your pocket, and as well pay off the 110,000 owed on the property. Is that something that you would consider? And that would be terms that we lay out on paper and obviously discuss further. But is that something that you would consider?
Maybe I might consider that, but I like cash and I would like to. Usually with financing, usually it does not go over as quickly, so I'd like cash in my hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, totally understand. I would be able to come a little higher on your number if we were to discuss terms further, what I can do is kind of send you over an email as well after our call, get your email address, and then lay that out further. In pertinence to cash, I got to be completely frank with you, Sleet. I got to be a little lower than that. Um, there's gonna be a lot more on the property. There's probably gonna come up an inspection. I know you mentioned the roof. Roof is a costly thing to get done. You know, with interest rates being a little higher and cost of goods being a little higher, I do need to take that into consideration on my end as well. So,
Well, you
175,000, is that kind of the best we can work with here?
well you
Uh,
you haven't even looked at the property to even give an accurate estimate on it. So why don't you come through down at the property and come take a look at it, and you can we can talk in person.
Yeah. So obviously, I haven't seen the property. You're totally correct in stating that. Obviously, we're just having a conversation over the phone, and I've seen the pictures beforehand. An inspection is something that we would do after kind of an agreement on price, um, and we would have kind of more of an agreement on writing and sign something over. We'd have our vetted inspectors come over and view the property. If meeting in person is something that you want to have a discussion with, I can definitely bring the agreement with me. We can discuss in person and see if we can come to agreement closer to the down on that number. If that's something that interests you.
Yeah, why don't you come down to my property and we can talk in person. I like face-to-face conversations. You know, now in the age of coronavirus, everything's online, so I like face-to-face conversations. So why don't you come down to my property, take a look at it, see what you think, and I definitely will be expecting a higher offer from you.
Okay. So Sleet, if I'm gonna come down to your property, take a look at the property, meet with you face to face, have that conversation. Obviously, it's gonna take a little time away from, my team and what my schedule is in the day. Obviously, I know you're a busy person yourself. I would need to know in confidence that my coming down there, isn't wasting your time, and obviously isn't wasting my time as well. As I value your time as well as mine. So I would need to know that we're coming down to discuss a quality number that works for yourself, but also for us. So if we're coming down there, I'll be coming down in the conversation of 125,000.
And what was the other offer you were offering?
We would discuss, seller finance terms, so we discuss terms, and kind of giving you a down payment, higher down payment on the property, so allowing you to have more cash in your pocket, receiving monthly payments as well, and a higher initial purchase price on the property. I'd send the email out further ahead of our appointment schedule on that date.
Well, I have another person coming down to take a look at the property, and he said he was gonna possibly give me an offer for 145. And if you can beat that 145 offer, maybe I'll take it. But I believe you real estate people, you guys like to just take people's houses and fix them up. And I would like a little bit more for my property, because if you're gonna make some money on my property, I would like some more. I'd like a little bit of those proceeds, and I would like to take a little bit of that money and move on with my life and possibly buy another property. Not sure if how much I can get that for, but I would definitely like to in the future buy another property with the proceeds and get back on my feet.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. Sleep. So what I can do for you
So let's go
is,
ahead. Let's
well, what
pause it
time? What
there, right?
time?
Because we got to give you some feedback and we got to hop into the workday. But I think this was a
Yeah.
pretty good call so far. Um, Mr. Saadai, you want to start with some feedback?
Oh man, you starting
Or
with
if I'm
me.
putting
All
you on
right.
the spot,
No,
I've
no,
got
no,
a
no,
little
no, no.
list.
You're not. You're not. Actually, I'm glad because I do have to jump off. I'm already 5 minutes behind. My partners are calling me and going, "Hey, where are you? We need to talk." So let me go right away. Um, Demarcus, uh, we have a different approach to pre-foreclosures. This was an auction case, okay? So what you did was you went down the same road that you would with any typical seller, okay? And for that, you did a decent to good job, okay? However, when you're dealing with a pre-foreclosure, who has an auction on the 30th of this month, they are in no position to be negotiating with you. They're at your mercy. Okay. But, and this is a big but, if you go in there swinging your you know what and telling them, hey, you're at my mercy, you're going to take what I offer you, they're going to just shut the door on you. Okay. So what we do is we go in as their ally. All right. And I'll give you a quick example. Your start, okay? I don't know if you knew this was a pre-foreclosure that had an auction or not, but we do. We specifically go after pre-foreclosure lists, okay? So my beginning with the seller is, as soon as they pick up, is, hey, Mr. Seller, my name is Bob, and I'm sorry to be calling you unannounced. And this might be a mistake. I really don't know what's going on. But my job is to call and make sure that you've been presented all your options to stop what the bank has already started on your property. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that either, one, this is a mistake, or two, you're aware of all your options to stop this foreclosure. Which one is it, Mr. Seller? Okay.
Mhm.
See the difference? I didn't go in and go, hey, do you want to sell your house? Or I'm going in as to help them stop the foreclosure. That's my number one job. Okay. So if you go in as an ally, and then Stefan put in the 5 pillars, I like that, for pre-foreclosures, okay? Those are the steps that we walk them through, okay? So the first thing I ask is, if once they come, to the table and say, yeah, I'm in pre-foreclosure, I've got an auction date on the 30th, I got to get rid of this problem. All right, let's see what we can do. Number one is, what's your goal? Okay. Do you want to keep the house, or do you want to sell it and start fresh? Okay. If they want to keep the house, we'll go through the steps with them. Okay. And have them come to the conclusion whether it's possible or not. Okay. A lot of times it is, sometimes it's not. But guess what? In the pre-foreclosure niche, you're there. Your number one job is to help those people. The number two job is to make money. Okay. If you have that mindset, okay, you're going to crush it. Okay. So if they say, no, I've lived here for the last 20 years. My kids grew up here. I want to stay. I want to do whatever I can to stay. Great. Let me see what I can do to help you. Okay. So the first thing that I can help you with is reinstatement. Have you tried to reinstate your loan? What do you mean? Well, do you have the money to catch up on the arrears? Can you borrow that money? Let's say you're behind 30,000. Can you borrow that money? Can you put it on your credit cards? Do you have a 401k? Do you have any sort of retirement plan that you can draw on and pay this off? Because honestly, that's the fastest and best way to get rid of this foreclosure today. No, I don't. I can't borrow the money. Okay. Did you see what happened there, DeMarcus? They disqualified themselves. I didn't.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. The second best way is through a loan modification. Okay. Have you tried to do a loan modification? Did the lender offer you that opportunity, Mr. Seller? Well, what's a loan modification? Well, that's when you go and restructure your loan. You can put whatever you're behind on the back end of the loan and start fresh. Okay. You do need a few things to qualify for it, but that is a way. Now, you having an auction date of the 30th, okay, that doesn't give you a lot of time. So normally most banks want at least 37 days before they can do a loan modification. Do you think you can get that done? Well, we're only 14 days away, so I'm not sure if I can or not. Hey, DeMarcus, what happened? They disqualified themselves.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, the third way, which I really hate, and I don't like doing this, and disclaimer, I'm not an attorney, I'm just telling you from my past experience what's worked, is bankruptcy. Okay? If you file a bankruptcy, that automatically stops the auction. Okay? However, with a bankruptcy, okay, it goes on your record, and it's just as bad, if not worse, than a foreclosure. Okay? So it will ruin your credit even more. Well, shoot, my credit is already shot because of the foreclosure. I might as well try it. Okay. But before you do, understand. Let's go through that and see how that's going to play out. Let's say you file the bankruptcy and all of a sudden the foreclosure is gone, okay? And you're able to start again. Are you able to continue making those monthly payments to the lender? If yes, it might be a good road for you to go. If no, all you're doing is just kicking the can down the road and making it last longer. Don't you think? I mean, I went through this myself with my family. I don't want you to go through this with your family. Okay? So if you can rip that Band-Aid off right now, my suggestion is for you to do that. But if you really don't want to do that, I'm right here behind you. I'll help you any way I possibly can. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Well, what else do you have, Bob? All right. Well, these are the top 3 ways of stopping a foreclosure and actually being able to stay. If none of these work, it might be time, honestly, my friend, to look at this and say, let me just start fresh. Let me get this burden off my shoulders and start fresh. What do you think? Well, what would that look like? Okay. Well, the first thing I can do is offer you a cash offer. Obviously, I'm an investor and I'm in it to make a profit as well. But like I told you, my first job is to make sure that this auction is stopped and that I can help you any way I possibly can. Okay? So if we've come to the conclusion that it's probably better for you to sell, notice I didn't tell him to sell. He came to that conclusion, right? If we've come to the conclusion that it's better for you to sell, I can offer you a cash offer. In order for me to be able to do that, we need to make sure that we give enough of an offer that the lender is fully satisfied, okay? They become whole, so that way they will stop the foreclosure, okay? Roughly how much do you owe, okay, on this, okay? They need to pull out a mortgage statement. They need to give me, if they have a payoff letter, if they have a reinstatement letter, anything like that, I need that information, okay? Well, what kind of a cash offer are you going to give me? I'm not going to take anything less than 200. Listen, DeMarcus, I understand that you want this, okay? But let me tell you what. Let me tell you something. Right now, your main concern should be stopping the foreclosure. Come August 31st, your house is gone. Not only have you lost your house, you haven't made a penny. I don't think it right now is the time for you to be thinking about how much you can make, rather than whether you can save the house, your credit, and be able to put some money in your pocket. So let's figure out how much is needed so that I can make sure that I can provide that, plus give you some money. What do you say? I really need this much to be able to move on, Bob. Okay. There is a second way of us being able to buy this property. Okay. Now, obviously, there are qualifications for it, but the second way would be for us to buy this property subject to. Have you ever heard of that, DeMarcus? Subject to, what the hell is that? Bob, are you from here or where? No, let me explain. So a subject to is basically we will come in, we will pay off the arrears, but we will take over the mortgage and start making the monthly payments. And guess what? That does a couple of things. Number one, it gets the burden off your shoulder. So you don't have to ever worry about this loan or this house again. Number two, we start building your credit immediately, because one of the fastest and best ways for you to build back your credit is through having a loan on a property or a car, okay? And being able to pay it on time every month. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing for you. How does that sound? That's interesting. Okay, let me see. Can you explain it more? And there you go. You go on. But did you notice I didn't negotiate with him on price? I don't care about what he wants. He's in trouble. He needs me. I don't need him. Okay? I'm there to help him either save the house, okay, or sell it to me. DeMarcus, you going up to that house and talking to him like that, and me going up to that house talking to him like that, who do you think he's going to trust and go with?
Bob the Builder.
So I hope that made sense. I kept on going. I don't know, but this is what we were, my partner and I were teaching in a masterclass, pre-foreclosure masterclass that we held. So, you know, John, maybe we should talk and maybe hold that here too and see if people want to learn a little bit more about it. But
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That would be my input for you, DeMarcus.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. We do a lot of pre-foreclosures ourselves. That was my bread and butter when I got into this. We actually have a situation currently we're dealing with that was pretty much exactly what you just described. So
DM me. Let me help
yeah.
you.
Okay, yeah, that'd be awesome. It's a pretty great location, but very interesting situation. You know, older lady's been there for 47 years,
Mhm.
grandkids there. You know,
Mhm.
whole
There
nine
you go.
yards. So.
Yep. Guess how I knew? Because I deal with it on a daily basis. So DM me. We'll get together. Okay? Hey, man,
Awesome.
I got to drop off, but I appreciate you all. Catch you all next Monday. Take care, everyone.
Take care, Mr. Saadai.
Thank you, Bob.
Stefan, you
Take
want to
care,
wrap
I'm
up
Bob.
late to the
there?
same meeting. I'm late to the same meeting. Just couple quick things. Like I said, always mirror the opener, man. Always mirror how they answer. There was a lot of time. There's some times in there to repeat and approve and mirror to get them to talk a little bit more about motivation. You know, hey, I'm going through divorce and the foreclosure, like a divorce and foreclosure, and just shut up and listen. That's a mirror. It's just repeating the first to the last three words somebody says back to them in an upward inflection. It's like a question, and that's a good way to get people to open up. Try it on your loved ones. Practice on your girlfriend or your boyfriend or a friend of yours. Just talk to them. Hey, how'd you go to the gym today? Oh yeah, I went to the gym. We did yoga class today. You did yoga class today? Yeah, yeah. You know, you can just keep. Literally, we used to practice this in our acquisition office all the time, and we would just mirror each other and try to see who caught on first. So that's something I really push for. Another thing, I hate to use the word investor. I always say, hey, I work with a group of local buyers. Investor is kind of like a red flag word. I don't use investor. I don't use contract. I use agreement. Um, and then I like how you came in as the same side selling, like, hey, I work for this group. I'm here to help you. So that was good. And then as far as you did kind of start going into a seller finance pitch, but it is a mortgage involved. So it would be a subject to. So you got to find out what that mortgage information looks like. So you can't really do a seller finance on a subject to property. I mean, you can do a hybrid where you seller finance the rest of the equity, but the first step would be the subject to. And then a question I always ask too is like, hey, I get it, that's the price you're looking for, but what happens if you don't get that price? What are you gonna do if it doesn't sell? And then get them to realize like, okay, well maybe I should play ball with you. I always say, hey, our offer might not be the highest and best, but we will perform. So, all right, guys and gals, thank you so much. I gotta go. I'm already late for the other call, but have a blessed day, everybody. Look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. You guys have a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, you've got to stay connected with us. Make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube. I've dropped the links in the side chat. You can go and subscribe to us at REI Revolution on YouTube and follow us on Instagram at REI Revolution. Guys, if you haven't already, you've got to invite somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. If you're catching this replay, please leave a like on this video and drop a comment. It will help us get in front of more real estate professionals just like you. But until next time, we'll see you back here, same time, same place. Take care. Love y'all. Bye.